Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for February 4th, 2013. And this was really just an average show. And I feel like I have seen some of this stuff so many times, just over and over again. Even this Kane Daniel Bryan thing. This is the exact same thing they did over the summer. They were arguing, they had to go to anger management, they were costing each other matches. Then they became a team, and now they're splitting them up again in the exact same storyline. I mean, this is just... there's just something really generic about this entire thing. And nothing on the show got me excited. It was kind of just, okay, 3 hours, let's just get through it this week. Well, Mark Henry, that was cool, I guess, but, yeah, besides that, it just felt like the same old stuff. And the way Mark Henry returned doesn't make me think main event picture. It makes me think mid-card Mark Henry. Maybe they'll build him back up as a monster just so they can have someone like Ryback beat him. That's the vibe I got from it. So, all in all, it was really just an average show for me this week. But CM Punk comes out to start the show and says he was screwed out of his title. Everyone's asking him about the Shield and Brad Maddox. Why does Paul Heyman and CM Punk call him Brad Maddox? Is this like a joke or something between them? Because they're the only ones that call him Brad Maddox. But he insults some fans and asks if they saw him in that video. He says it wasn't Heyman in the video. You can't trust Vince McMahon. And Vince got what he deserved. He says he will beat Rock at Elimination Chamber. Booker T comes out. Booker T is the managing general manager. He botched this intro so bad. I feel bad for him. He actually had to stop and say, "Excuse me a minute." And it was just... on a live show, you know that's embarrassing. That's gotta suck. But yeah, he said something like that. And he says that... I wrote LOL here in my notes. He says the fans can vote for Punk's opponent tonight. His past Mania opponents are up: Mysterio, Orton, or Chris Jericho. Punk says the fans don't even have smartphones. So first match is Ryback versus Cesaro. Ryback hits a leg drop in this match. And Ryback wins after 2 clotheslines, the meat hook clothesline, and shell-shocked. But Cesaro pretty much kicked his ass during this match. A video for the Shield. Cena tells Vicky that he's going to stop the Shield tonight. Santino versus Jack Swagger. Booker T comes out for commentary to put Swagger over. And Santino taps to the Patriot Act, which is what Swagger's calling the ankle lock now. Then we get Del Rio versus Cody Rhodes. Cody taps to the arm bar. And afterwards, Del Rio cuts this babyface promo about how he's the people's champion. Well, I guess he didn't really say the people's champion. Or he didn't use those words, but he said that he fights for the people who work every day. It was very Dusty Rhodes. And he says that he has changed. And Big Show comes on the screen. And he says that he left SmackDown so he wouldn't tear Del Rio apart. That's why he left. He's not afraid of Del Rio. He just didn't want to tear him apart. So he wants to face Del Rio at the Elimination Chamber. He's at a hotel room. Something about contracts. He needs Booker T to bring the contract to him. Kane and Daniel Bryan are arguing about who lost the match first, or who lost the match on Friday, and Bryan tells Kane to stay backstage during his match no matter what happens. I know my web camera is like flickering right now because of the sunlight. Mysterio versus Daniel Bryan. Bryan gets Mysterio up like he's going to hit the tombstone and then turns into a chest buster. Mysterio hits a 619 but misses the splash, and Bryan makes him tap to the no lock. And after this match, which was a pretty good match, Mark Henry returns. And I guess they decided to make him heel. So Daniel Bryan tries to fight him. He just throws him into the barricade. He hits a spine buster on Rey Mysterio. Sin Cara runs out to save his partner. And he gets a World's Strongest Slam. And then Rey Mysterio tries to fight back. He gets a World's Strongest Slam, and then Mark Henry just kills him with a Vader Bomb. So, I mean, it's good to see Mark Henry back, because I thought he was awesome when he had that heel run as just a huge monster, and surprisingly beat Randy Orton twice on pay-per-view. I just thought he was a fantastic heel, and I've been waiting for him to return for a long time now, whether it's as a face or a heel. But after seeing what he did tonight, it just kind of feels like they're going to build him up just so someone like Ryback can beat him. And that's disappointing to me. But I think the main event picture right now it's kind of full. I mean, maybe they're going to do something with Big Show. Once Del Rio's done with Big Show, he can feud with Mark Henry. But right now, they're really trying to build Del Rio up as this huge Latino babyface, and I think Mark Henry would do the job to him, which sucks. But yeah, I would love to see Mark Henry get another run as a huge monster heel. Backstage, Daniel Bryan is pissed Kane didn't save him. We see Big Show in his hotel ordering room service. I could watch more of this. This was awesome. Sheamus versus Kane. Kane gets ready for the choke slam, and Daniel Bryan runs out. He starts arguing with Kane about why Kane didn't save him, so Kane gets distracted, gets hit with the brogue kick. Sheamus wins, and afterwards Daniel Bryan is saying he's sorry, but he looks happy that Kane lost. So at Elimination Chamber, they're probably going to have to fight each other, and this is just WWE splitting the team up. Great timing, because the tag team division is just going to go back to being nothing. They're going to split up Team Hell No, and they already split up Rhodes Scholars, so there goes that little tag team run. Miz TV with Paul Heyman. Heyman says he had nothing to do with Brock Lesnar's actions. Miz and Heyman start arguing. It was really lame. Vicky Guerrero comes out and says she's the one who hired Brock back. And they pray for Vince McMahon. Miz insults them. And then Lesnar comes out. Thank God, because Miz was so annoying in this segment. I just wanted Lesnar to kick his ass and just shut him up. And he did, thankfully. So Miz acts like a tough guy. This was just, you couldn't even suspend disbelief for this moment. Like Miz trying to push a legitimate fighter around. But yeah, he pushes Brock. Brock clotheslines him and throws him out of the ring. So he starts destroying the set, throwing furniture on top of the Miz, and he turns to pick up a couch, and Miz attacks him from behind and gets an F5. So that was it pretty much. But yeah, this, besides Brock coming out to destroy Miz, I didn't care for this at all, which is surprising. I thought this had potential with Heyman and Miz, but it just ended up being annoying. Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. They show one of those small promo videos in the corner for Bo Dallas. I don't know why, of all the NXT guys, they're trying to push this one, but he's related to a wrestler, so. Randy Orton wins with an RKO. Typical. The Fandango videos have returned. Yeah, there's really nothing to say about that. I mean, it's a guy with a dancer gimmick. Jericho versus CM Punk. This was a pretty good match here. I really like this one. Punk gets him in the Anaconda Vice. Jericho gets the ropes. Jericho gets Punk in the Lion Tamer. Punk gets the ropes. And Punk wins with a GTS. I was surprised no Dolph Ziggler. I thought Dolph would do a run-in, maybe with Big E, something like that, but there was absolutely no Ziggler on this show. Bruno Sammartino Hall of Fame video. I think all wrestling fans would agree that it's about time. And I think it's awesome that Bruno's going in this year, especially since it's going to be in Madison Square Garden. Perfect. Punk tells Stryker that he's the real champion. Cena cuts another promo on the Shield. Del Rio attacks Big Show at his hotel room, gets his ass kicked, and then sprays Big Show with a fire extinguisher, hits him in the arm with a fire extinguisher, which apparently knocks you unconscious. Because Big Show was just out after getting hit in the arm with this thing. It was absurd, but Brad Maddox is in the ring. He says he's the one who gave Vince the tape of Heyman, and therefore he is the hero of this story. It's going to be him stopping the Shield, not Cena. And he calls out the Shield. They beat him up. They triple powerbomb him. I have no idea what the point of this is. I don't think they're going to try and turn Brad Maddox babyface. So what the hell was this? Just a huge waste of time. And after they're done beating him up, Cena's music hits and he comes through the crowd. And then Ryback comes through the crowd. And then Sheamus. And the Shield looks at this and they try to retreat. And then all the wrestlers start to walk down the entrance ramp. So the Shield sees this and they have to run back in the ring. And then they start brawling with the baby faces, Cena, Sheamus, Ryback. And they punch each other. And then the Shield just leaves through the crowd anyways. And that's how the show ended. I was actually surprised to see the copyright thing at the bottom, because it just kind of showed up and then the show went off the air. And I was like, what the hell was that? I mean, Raw is known for having like these big, I don't know, cliffhanger endings kind of. And this just wasn't. So Elimination Chamber is probably going to be Ryback, Cena, and what the hell is that? Sheamus versus the Shield, which is kind of scary because I think they're going to destroy the Shield. And building up to WrestleMania, they don't really have anything for the Shield to do. Sheamus is going to be busy. Cena's going to be busy. So I think they may kill the Shield here unless they bring in some more members or something like that. But yeah, seeing this happen here, I was like, at first thinking when all the wrestlers came down, I guess this is the point where the Shield become just regular wrestlers. Kind of like they're the outsiders, they're attacking everyone, and then they get a place on the roster and they just become wrestlers like everyone else. And it kind of felt like that's the direction they're going in now. But I didn't really care for it. I didn't like the ending too much, and some of the stuff like the Brad Maddox thing just made no sense. So I was just kind of confused by this show, and I'm still wondering what the hell is going to happen. When are they going to start building Sheamus versus Orton? Like, when are they going to start doing some things with these storylines for WrestleMania? So they got a lot to work with as far as Taker goes and Brock Lesnar goes. And then I'm hearing rumors that Undertaker may not do WrestleMania this year. And that's really going to suck, just because everybody knows he comes back for that one match a year, and it's a match pretty much everybody looks forward to, and without him, it's disappointing. And I hear that if he does come back, it's going to be against Punk, but we'll see what happens with that. I don't really know. I mean, Undertaker's been doing this for a really long time, and I just don't see... I understand he's beat up and everything. The only reason I could see Undertaker not coming back is if he feels he cannot put on a match as good as the matches he's already had at WrestleMania. But when you work one day a year, how can you seriously be too hurt to do that? Like, you could go out there and do one match a year. So the only thing I can come up with is Taker is just like, if it's not going to live up to the Triple H matches, the Shawn Michaels matches, I don't want to do it. Which you have to respect, because you know WWE is probably throwing all kinds of money at the guy, and if he doesn't feel like it's going to be a quality match and turns down that money, I have to respect that. But I definitely would like to see Undertaker at WrestleMania, and I hope he can pull this off. So anyways, as far as Raw goes, average show this week. They really got to start doing something for WrestleMania. Right now, nothing's really set in stone as far as Cena, Punk, Rock, but I think we all know Rock's going to be Punk at the Elimination Chamber and go on to face Cena at WrestleMania. And that's really the only match I think is guaranteed to happen so far, which is kind of strange they haven't started building anything else up. So anyways, that's my review of this week's show. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye. This is the exact same thing they did over the summer. They were arguing. They had to go to anger management. They were costing each other matches. Then they became a team, and now they're splitting them up again in the exact same storyline. I mean, this is just... There's just something really generic about this entire thing. And nothing on the show got me excited. It was kind of... Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for February 4th, 2013. And this was really just an average show. And I feel like I have seen some of this stuff so many times, just over and over again. Even this Kane Daniel Bryan thing at Maddox. But he insults some fans and asks if they saw him in that video. He says it wasn't Heyman in the video. You can't trust Vince McMahon, and Vince got what he deserved. He says he will beat Rock at Elimination Chamber. Booker T comes out. Booker T is the managing general manager. He botched this intro so bad. I feel bad for him. He actually had to stop. Just, okay, 3 hours, let's just get through it this week. Well, Mark Henry, that was cool, I guess. But, yeah, besides that, it just felt like the same old stuff. And the way Mark Henry returned doesn't make me think main event picture. Makes me think mid-card Mark Henry. Maybe they'll build him back up as a monster just so they can have someone like Ryback beat him. That's the vibe I got from it. So, all in all, it was really just an average show for me this week. But CM Punk comes out to start the show and says he was screwed out of his title. Everyone's asking him about the Shield and Brad Maddox. Why does Paul Heyman and CM Punk call him Brad Maddox? Is this like a joke or something between them? Because they're the only ones that call him Brad